Hi angels, welcome back to our channel. So, doing a little bit of a different video today. I wanted to kind of mix things up a little bit because all that's really on there is videos of me making stuff at the moment. So I wanted to start mixing it up like I said I would and do some reviews. So the review that I am going to do today is, and it's not going to be a very long review, but it's a review nonetheless, and I'm going to try to be as detailed as I possibly can. But a fairly new item that Candlescience has come out with, and that is their eco-based room and linen spray. So as you can see, I got a 16-ounce bottle because I wanted to test it out on some different scents so far though, because I didn't want to waste the whole bunch if I didn't have to. So far the only one that I've made and tested is with Apple Harvest. Now I chose that one because it is a fall scent. It's one that we're including in our candle and home fragrance line: candles, wax melts, reed diffusers, and room sprays. Since we're adding the room sprays now, so I really wanted to do a review on this room and linen spray. So the first night that I did it, I accidentally messed up, and I only made enough for one bottle. So I was supposed to use 0.2 ounces for one bottle of Apple Harvest at 5%. I accidentally used 0.8 ounces, so it was basically 100%. And then with the base, to do one 4-ounce bottle, it's 0.8. So I used 0.8 for the base and the fragrance. Now, I will tell you, it actually didn't come out bad, but you don't want to waste your fragrance if you don't have to, because let's be honest, they're not exactly the cheapest things in the world, right? So anyway, when I did it, I tested it out, and it smells amazing, don't get me wrong. And I sprayed it on my couch, my bed sheets, which are black, and through the house. Now, I live in a 4,000 square foot house, and I've sprayed the entire thing like 3 days in a row, and I've only gotten down to like right here. So about a third of the bottle. And I mean, it's really hard to see it, but it's like right there. So it's about a third of the bottle. But because I screwed up and did like 100%, it turned out milky looking. I mean, it looks exactly like milk. So I realized that I messed up last night whenever I did another one. The same 5%, same base, same fragrance, because I actually used, here it is, I got a sample Apple Harvest, and now those of you who shop from Candlescience knows that the samples are 1 ounce. But when I came in here last night, I noticed that this bottle was almost empty, which is when I realized that I used 0.8 ounces in the first bottle rather than 0.2. So I went ahead and used up the rest of that bottle to create the correct bottle. Now, I will tell you, when weighing out the 0.2 and 0.8 for the fragrance and base, that it doesn't mix up very well. I used a little beaker, and well, actually I used two. I put the fragrance in one and the base in another, and then I poured the fragrance into the base because the base is really thick. And I just thought that there would be less waste if I poured the fragrance instead. But whenever I was mixing it took a little bit for it to, now I'm talking about the one that I did correctly, not the incorrect one. But I mixed it up, and it took a little bit of stirring to get it mixed up, which I figured that. But once I did, I let it sit for a minute while I weighed out the 3 ounces for my water. I used a bigger beaker, like an 8-ounce beaker, to weigh my water. And I used distilled water, not tap. Personally, I would never use tap water in any of my products, just because the minerals and stuff that's in it can potentially cause mold if you do not use up your product in a timely manner. Especially with soap. I will not use it in soap. I don't use tap water in any of my products. I buy distilled water. So, I got this from Walmart. You can get it at any of your local grocery store. Any grocery store should sell it. But if they don't, I mean, Walmarts are everywhere. Kroger, I mean, you can get it just about anywhere. But anyway, so yeah, I let it sit to the side for a minute, and the reason I did that is to let the molecules kind of combine while I was preparing the water. Just like if you make candles, it's kind of the same thing. You want to let everything combine. When I did the correct one this time, the base and the fragrance, once mixed into the water, did get a little warm. Not hot, just a little warm. So I kept an eye on that, but it didn't get hot enough to melt anything or anything like that. But instead of pouring the water into the they call it the new solution. So once you mix the base and the fragrance, it becomes a new solution. So I poured the new solution into the water instead of the water into the solution. I don't think it really matters. I mean, it's all going in the same way anyway. I mean, it's not like we're making cold processed soap where you have to, you know, pour the lye into the water. But, so whenever I made the new one, it came out clear. I mean, it was cloudy a little bit at first, which was to be expected. The different fragrances can be different, so if you do it, it might be clear, it might not, it just depends. But using the Apple Harvest, it did cloud up a little bit, not a whole lot, not anything that I would be concerned with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and even though I did mess this up, it still sprayed good. I just wouldn't suggest doing any more than, I mean, whatever your fragrance says that you can do. Like with my Apple Harvest, I think it said I could do up to 10%. I wouldn't do that. I mean, once you put so much in, the smell really doesn't get any stronger. So that was another thing that I compared, was using 100% on accident, of course, with the first one versus 5% with the second one. They smell exactly the same to me. And I asked my kids, and I asked my husband. Now, mind you, my girls are 14 and 15 years old. So they're old enough to know what different scents are. So they both said that they smelled the same. My husband said that this one smelled slightly, he said very slightly stronger than this one does. But if I hadn't said anything, he probably wouldn't have noticed. So there's that. And the next thing that I noticed, when I sprayed the one at 100%, it does leave a little bit of a residue. Or it did on my bed sheets, which are black again, and my couch is like a dark blue. So it did leave a little bit of white residue, but it went away. This one sprays out clear, so nothing was ruined. Now, the only thing I can say that I didn't do is I didn't test it on any white linens. I was really scared to do that with this one because of so much fragrance oil being in it. I didn't want to stain my sheets, but because it was already leaving a residue on the couch and my bed sheets at first. Now, the residue didn't stay there. But this one, on the other hand, after I sprayed it on my bed, you can't, even my couch, you couldn't see. I mean, it was just like spraying anything else, like Febreze or anything like that. It sprayed out clear. And like I said, I haven't tested the correct one, is what I'll call it, on any white linens. Being that it didn't leave any kind of residue at all on my bed, I'm not scared or even worried that this would leave any kind of a residue. Oh, Mocha, you want to say hi? Oh, Mocha wants to say hi. Say hi. Yeah, you're a little cutie patootie, aren't you? Okay, this is my Pomchi, Mocha. She has a sister, Pumpkin. This one looks more like a Pomeranian, and Pumpkin looks more like a Chihuahua. But this is my mom, little mommy's girl, aren't you? Okay, she's constantly stuck up my butt. She has to have me in her sights at all times. Probably my fault. Get you spoiled rotten. Yes, you were. Spoiled rotten. Okay. Sorry, squirreled there. That's another thing about me. If you get to know me, I kind of squirrel. I try really hard not to. But back to this. So the biggest thing that I noticed with, other than the color, of course, with the incorrect one, was that it does spray out a little bit thicker than the correct one does. And I also sprayed both of them on a hard surface, like my bathroom counter, because I wanted to see if there was any kind of residue left over on the counter. I didn't notice any. I used one hand for each one so I could get an even feel. I really didn't notice any kind of a difference. Of course, my countertops were also white, so that was another thing. Well, since I'm right here, I guess I could do this. Okay, Mocha, you gotta get down, honey, because I'm getting ready to spray something. I don't want you to start sneezing on me. Go there to your couch. Yeah, that's her couch. Hers and Pumpkin's couch. So yeah, when you spray this one, it leaves a little bit of a residue. I know you can't see that. I don't know if you'd be able to. It's right here. This is the one. Well, here, I'll just do it again since you're watching, and I'll try to do it a little closer to the camera, but away from all my important stuff. So I don't want the light to block it. All right. So right here. All right. This is the correct one. This is the incorrect one. So yeah, you can see it in the video. So that's what I was talking about. It leaves a little bit of a residue. And I mean, it's just like any other liquid. And so is this one. I mean, there's not really there's a very slight difference. I mean, I think you'd have to be paying attention to it to feel it. But yeah, so at 100%, that's what it does. At the correct 5%, you don't see anything. And even though that was sprayed on my linens, it did not stain them or anything like that. So I guess one could argue that I accidentally, it's this one, I accidentally did this one incorrectly. Yeah, that's the one. But nevertheless, my entire family, except my husband, loves this smell. It's kind of smells like the apple cinnamon or cinnamon apple like candles that you would smell in Walmart. So that's actually part of the reason why I got that, because we are going to add that to our fall line, or our fall/winter line. And we are also doing this fragrance in our reed diffusers, and we're going to make a couple more bottles in the room linen. Sounds like it's raining. So, and although we do have banana nut bread in our soap, that was just a test to see. I mean, a few of them did sell in our local area, but no one online's really buying them. So we're going to stop doing dessert like scents in our soap. We're going to stick with the like normal, clean, fruity, yeah, clean, fruity kind of smells. But yeah, I mean, unless it's requested, we're not going to do apple harvest in our bar soap. So that's really the review that I wanted to kind of go over. I haven't labeled the bottles yet, but I mean, this is the only fragrance that we've done so far. What I want to do is, I got a few more scents for our fall line. So for our candles, wax melts, and room sprays, I have 4 scents here. But like ginger and spice, pumpkin caramel crunch, and maple walnut pancakes, I'm not going to do those as room sprays. I mean, I can. I'm just not going to. Those are going to be for candles and wax melts only. But we have several scents here. And all of these are going to be candles and wax melts. 4 of them are going to be room sprays and reed diffusers, like home stuff only. And then, let's see, I'm thinking 3 of them we might add to our soaps. I don't know yet. We do plan to, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 scents right now that are new. So we are probably going to keep 1 or 2 of them on as a year-round thing. We just don't know yet. So, being that we're still pretty new to the online world, not to making everything, just to the online world, we're still trying to figure out what people want and gain a following to kind of go with the flow. So there's that. If there is anything else that you all would like to see or know about, I am more than happy to do it. Even if you're someone that makes candles and stuff but doesn't want to buy any of the fragrances, tell me which one it is. I'll get it, I'll review it, and if I like it, I'll add it. If I don't, I won't. And if I don't like it and I don't think it would be good for our products, then I'll do a giveaway and send whoever wins the giveaway whatever bottle I get. It's probably going to be just a sample size, but still, I mean, a 2-ounce bottle, I mean, this is 1 ounce, so a 2-ounce bottle is like $3, I think, on Candlescience. And if, no one does want them, then I'll just play around with mixes and see what I can come up with. But that's it for now. So I will go ahead and get this video posted as soon as possible, since this is a newer thing from Candlescience. I think they came out with it in like June? I think it was June? Maybe it was before. I can't remember. I feel like maybe I'm mistaken, and it came out prior to that, but for some reason I'm thinking it was June. Since it's still kind of a newer type of thing, I'm going to go ahead and get this video out as soon as possible to kind of guide people if they want, to try it or whatnot. What I can tell you also, I mean, I know you can't really see it, so I'll pour a little bit in this. So you can see it's a little bit thicker. I mean, I've had some fragrance oils that were this thick. So it is a little bit of a thicker base, but that's why we dilute it down with the fragrance. So we dilute it down with the fragrance, but we also dilute it down with distilled water. But, this I'm not sure what we're going to call this one yet. I mean, the fragrance is Apple Harvest, but we're probably going to call it something else since it smells a lot like cinnamon. It smells just like those cinnamon apples that you get, or like a cinnamon apple candle that you would smell at a store. That's what it smells like to me. It's one of my very favorite scents. But anyway, so that's the review overall. So far, I give it a 5 out of 5. Of course, I haven't tested it with other fragrances yet. I just poured a little bit into here, so I'll probably go ahead and do another one just to test it out. And if you want, I can go ahead and do up the rest of them and go ahead and make a video, but I want to be careful doing that because I didn't tell you all of the new scents, and I don't want to. It's supposed to be a surprise. But you can also sign up to our email and receive exclusivity through there. So we're working out some kinks here. We're growing a little bit at a faster rate than we anticipated. And if you want to support us, that would be great. I mean, that'd be fantastic. Subscribe to our channel. We do all kinds of recipes. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing videos on like things that we're doing and things that are working and not working. Just to kind of like a follow our journey kind of series, I guess. But we're also willing to teach. Like I do our recipes. Of course, I give the base recipe, like the very basic that you need to make something. So anything else that I add into it that's not necessary for the product, I don't say. I don't reveal those kind of ingredients, but like the very basic thing you need to make a product, I tell it. And of course, if you have questions, concerns, anything like that, we're happy to help. We just don't know what you need. So we would love it if you subscribe to our channel and communicate with us and interact with us. Help us get our name out there in the very large online world. Follow us around on social media. We're active on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And we've started Pinterest, but there's nothing on there yet. I'm still kind of figuring that program out. But other than that, you can also go to our website, thescentedangels.com. You can go to goimagine.com/thescentedangels and amazon.com/thescentedangels and find our products on there. Amazon is a work in progress. Everything is not listed on there yet, and we're in the middle of trying to get brand registered. That's taking some time. And Go Imagine doesn't have like our newer products from like the last, I don't know, month, maybe 2 months on there. They have a tiered system, and I'm not at the highest tier. I don't think the cost of it doesn't justify it for us yet. But yeah, you can go to Amazon or any of those other two. Well, of course, we would prefer you go to our website, but we're not going to turn you away. I mean, however you want to find us is fine. We're trying to help you do the best that we can do for you. I mean, we are a family with sensitive skin. That's why we started doing this. I actually started making the products a long time ago, but decided this year that I would start sharing them. So there's that. So if there's anything that you want to see, you want to know how to do, you have questions, just interact with us. We'll help you out. So I'm going to quit babbling now. It's probably the 3rd time I've said that. Yeah, I lose my thought. Like, I'm telling you, I squirrel. Anyway, I'm going to go. So, ta-ta.